since he became pastor, we did not get together. And when we did get together that one time, a couple months ago, he was not available. So we got him available. So thank you.
Thank you very much. I don't think I have very much to add after you did what you said there, but simply to welcome each and every one of you. Just to introduce myself, I am Father Apple Walker. I am from Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean, very close to Venezuela.
Close to Puerto Rico?
Well, close-ish. Close-ish. But more close, you know, we are closer to Venezuela. So I've always had a passion for Hispanic language and culture, having done a bachelor's and master's at the university back home in Hispanic literature and language, and having taught Spanish for nearly 20-something years. So that I think my place here is one to animate, to mobilize, and also to bridge that gap between what we might consider spiritual but social justice. So at every single moment, if I can see an opportunity to help the Hispanic community, you know, that's the goal, that's the aim, and so on. So I need every single person in this room to partner with me to bring about, you know, that dream, and also to continue the work that Bishop Bruce would have started, and Father Bob before him, and all the pastors who would have worked here since Sacred Heart of Jesus became this hub. And just to advertise that we have our parish carnival on the 8th, from the 8th to the 11th of September here at Sacred Heart of Jesus. And very soon I will be contacting each one of you to join us to make this carnival a reality and a success. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Who here has not gone to the Sacred Heart Carnival? Really? You have not gone to the carnival?
You're invited this year.
You're invited to come. It's great. It's very like a homey type carnival. It's within the walls of the church and the school, so it's really a good time for kids, great time for folks to just, and it lasts like 99 days, I think, right?
What is this?
It lasts 4 days, so you can't miss it. A lot of good fun. So, I want to welcome those who came for the very first time. Again, show me some hands. Show me some hands. That's awesome. We're looking forward to, if your organization is not a member yet, then by all means. Do we have any guests? Awesome. Well, without further ado, I would like to just get right into our first presenter. And only presenter. So we're going to have a lot of time for a lot of dynamics towards the end. What are you doing in the community? What you'd like to see get done in the community. So we're going to have a little bit of time to have that discussion. So if you have any kind of questions on your mind or anything that your organization is doing, today is the day to get it done, because we will post it. So a lot more people will find out. So now, let me see if I have this correctly. I'm going to have a piece of paper to introduce you. But I'm going to have her introduce herself.
Yes.
And you're gonna be able to manage your PowerPoint, talk about stuff. So without further ado, I know she's from Baltimore City Public School.
Baltimore County.
Baltimore County Public School. Awesome. Very good.
Okay, thank you everybody. My name again is Jimena Alarcon de Harden. Like this? Jimena Alarcon de Harden from Baltimore County Public Schools. And yes, why? And during this conversation, I'm going to tell you why we're here. And I'm happy I'm not the only one. We have a here co-workers, so I'm very happy that I am not the only one here. I'm coming from the Department of Communications and Community Outreach. And I had a little video for you, but it didn't upload. Oh yes, our school system has in the years, we have so many years where our families and our students are low representation on numbers, but we try to do our best to represent everybody. In this video, we had students from 15 different languages and countries saying happy summer in their home language. The reason why this video came is because one day a Ukrainian girl came to the school and she talked to her teacher and said, things are happening in my country and I am very sad. And this was in February. And in her school, the teachers and the counselors who started to work with her, Victoria, and she found out that in her school there were other Ukrainian kids. And they got together for lunch and they could share their feelings. So learning about that, we create this video not only to see Victoria, but to see kids from Afghanistan that have come to our county, and just to have the chance to smile at the camera and say hello. And our families especially were very happy to see their children in a video that went throughout the media, in our school system. And of course, we had children from Central America and South America. As a matter of fact, these girls are twins from Colombia, and they were talking also in the video. So it was a cute video, and we were very happy to see this. Our school system, well, we have, where is it? The numbers are changing all the time. 138 countries represented, and 147 languages spoken in the county. With a total of 20,000 plus students who are multilingual, and out of them, almost 10,000 are English learners. So that's the size of our county, and we're very proud that we are changing, and that's why I'm here, because our faith is changing. Please. Okay, I'm having issues with this thing. We are the 22nd largest school system in the country and the 3rd in the state. So we are in need of more partners, more community engagement, and one of the reasons I'm here. We have a total of 111,000 plus students. We lost some with the pandemic. They are very, our families, and I think in the city was the same situation. And also, I am happy to report that our rate in graduation for Hispanic or Latino students has increased to 73.3%. It used to be in the 60s. So we're very happy to see that increase. Well, my role. My role is to engage with the community, with the school system, with the students, and with the parents. In the past, we didn't have, we had, but in a very small scale. I used to work for the ESOL office, and my job was to be an ESOL family school liaison, and I would visit the schools, parents, and community. But I was limited to work only for the English learners, and certain amount, the criteria was very strict. And this is because of MSDE and Title III. This year, the county decided to open a new position where it's a bilingual communications officer. So now I am able not only to serve our ELs, but the rest of our multilingual community. I am able to go beyond the walls of the school system and start working with families and partnerships and community members. And one of the things that we try to explain to the school system is that we as immigrants, and especially the Hispanics, we go everywhere or anywhere to get together with our friends, our people, our services, our church. I remember, well, I used to go to my churches in Alico City, so we travel all the time, and sometimes school systems don't understand that, and they don't think that, well, it's just a county and not the city or the other county, or our county or Montgomery. But we are very mobile, so I am very happy that our board is seeing that, and they are enthusiastic to see where we can go and how we can partner. I also collaborate with the school system inside. I help them to to understand what is the way of communication that they need to use with multilingual families, especially with Hispanic families. I also work with the schools to help them understand how to use our resources to communicate with our families. You have no idea how many times I get these phone calls and emails like, this family went to the school and they told them we don't speak in Spanish. Like, no, we do speak Spanish, but we have to work around it and how we do facilitate that. We have a pool of 89 interpreters on site, and also we have the services of language line, and we also have multiple documents translated into several languages. I also started to go out to the community. I've been in festivals, I've been having some interviews with the local media, I've been visiting churches. I have a focus group of parents where we get together and say, what do we need, and we can get our hands on working. And I've been on the phone with someone new, especially Mrs. Anna, just trying to see what else we can do, how can we partner. Right now, what we have is in social media. We are in Facebook, and it is called Somos BCPS or PCPS. And in there we have announcements. We share a lot of information from our community, and also we have a newsroom. And our newsroom is just small videos, 1 to 2 minutes, just giving important information to our families. And I have to say it's been very successful. A lot of families are going in there. Yes, Noticiero SPS is our newsroom, and that's what we share with our families, and also we are working on making a place to archive all these videos so families and other people can use it at their leisure or their need. Well, coming soon. We are working on opening in our TV programming in Spanish, where we can have shows featuring our community members, our students, our parents, our professionals within BCPS, talking about important topics that our families need. And as again, you know, multicultural families need a different kind of information that the regular families would look into the TV within our walls in the school system. BCPS has many partners, but these partners are not like you guys that serve our community. That's why I'm here. I would like to work with you to see how we can support each other, how can we refer our parents or clients or families, whatever you say, to get point contacts and support each other. If you have groups of parents that you know that you're serving that not only belong to the county, but you say, well, I have a group of parents that belong to the county and to the city, and you would like us to come and have a conversation with our parents, with your families about education, about being a parent in the school systems, how to understand education, we would be more than happy to come over and help you. And also we would like to have you over, so it's like an exchange. And I am very thankful for your time, and I don't know if you have questions, comments, etc. Yes? Yes?
Okay, wasn't sure. How would we reach out if we did want to, for instance, for you or someone, a representative, to speak to a group of families?
Yes, how to reach out. I brought cards, business cards, okay. And I also have information on the back table. The information is divided into 3 sections. First, our school system, who we are. Also, how to get our students enrolled. We have so many families, and especially we get referrals from the Esperanza Center, that families come and say, I do not know how to enroll my child. And as you know, school systems have certain criteria to enroll, and sometimes our families get overwhelmed or say, I don't have the documents. And another thing is many families do not know about the compulsory law of attendance, so they don't know that they have to enroll the students as soon as possible. So they wait until September to start the school year when we can start immediately. So, and also I have my business card in the back.
Susana? So we have somebody here from Baltimore City Homeless Services. Do you have something similar in Baltimore County? And also, with somebody that has just arrived to the country and that they are staying with families, would they qualify as homeless?
Yes, we have an equivalent. Her name is Lori Rijo de la Rosa, and she also works for the Title I, and she's in charge of the homelessness Maquinidito. I can get you her information. Yes, when families come to the school system, we have a criteria to enroll. First of all, they have to go to their home school. They have to verify their address, so we can find the school. The school gives them a little survey. The survey says, what is your first language, or what is the language at home? At the moment that the family write another language rather than English, they are referred to the ISO Welcome Center. And there, in the ISO Welcome Center, we have PPW, Public Personnel Worker, who works with the family, interviews the family, and he says, well, depending on your situation, they tell him their story. I'm living with a family, I just came from Nicaragua, and we're living at this home, but we're in transition. He arranges enrollment. So we want to keep confidentiality and trust. So when the family comes to the school, and the school determines whether they go to the ISO Welcome Center, we work with them in an individual, confidential way.
Angela has a question.
Actually, two questions. Thank you for your presentation. I'm not sure if Baltimore City has anything like this, but it would be nice to know if that's the case. My question is, do you know the percentage of Latino students in the county? And do you know the percentage of Latino teachers in the county?
Yes, the percentage of, the first question is very simple, easy to say. Out of the 20,000 multilingual, we have 1,100,000 students in Baltimore County. Out of those 111 students, 20,000 are multilingual. Out of those 20,000 that are multilingual, 11,000 something speak Spanish. So it's in the 50-something%. Now, we need to know that, and I think in Baltimore City happens on many school systems, many families who are fully bilingual, that don't speak English, in order to avoid to have their children tested for language, for services in language. Sometimes they don't write they are Latino, but they speak Spanish. So this is a rough number. Teachers who are Hispanic in the county, we don't have many. Out of our total of teachers, I want to say like what, 80-something%, 90-something% are white and are women. Our percentage of Latino teachers will be in the single digits in the percentage. Our Office of Personnel travels to different places. As a matter of fact, they have been traveling to Puerto Rico to recruit teachers. We have a number of teachers from Puerto Rico. Baltimore County has been trying to increase the amount of diversity among our teachers, and also to work over retention. And in our school system recently came out a blog called the diversity of teachers in our county, but it is not significant. It's very, very small.
Other questions? I think that's it. David, did you have any questions?
No, I'm good. I'm surprised at the percentage of kids to teachers.
Yes, and that's another thing. I think that when we have students from certain profile, we're talking more about teenagers that are like you, and not exactly your same background, because I taught Spanish for 10 years. And when they see you, they connect with you, and they see, I can do more than. I can go to school, I can go and graduate from a college because this teacher did it. It is more powerful when they see a male. So I think as a community we need to work on that. But also I am a believer that when we are volunteers as parents and we invade the building, that's when we also make a difference. Because we are a community, and if the kids see me, they're going to see, that's Mariana's mother. I am going to think it twice before doing something because I know that she's going to talk to my mom. Or maybe I feel more empowered if I'm being bullied or whatever because I know she's here, and I know I can go to her. So that's another thing we need to consider. I went to a church the other day, and one of the ladies at the church said, you have to talk to your leaders and have the Bible ready in the school to avoid violence. And I said, that's a good idea, but how often do you come to school? How often do you volunteer? How often do you show up? And she said, well, I don't speak English. And I said, you know what? As a parent, I am a volunteer at the children's school, and I volunteer doing uniforms for the marching band. And no English involved, believe me, because here and in other countries, the length of a pants is the length of a pants, and sewing a button is sewing a button. So there are many things you can do as a parent, and only once in your lifetime your child is going to be in kindergarten. Take time to go into school. So that's a message that we should be bringing to our families, to our clients, and say, come over to school, don't be afraid, participate, because you're making the impact as well. Yes?
So I just want to
Hold on.
what
Your office is the Office of Community Outreach, right? That's what it's called?
Communications and community outreach.
So what does the office do besides, I know that you said you have focus groups with parents and you do the communications through the social media and things like that. So are you out of the Welcome Center office, or I just want to understand how it's situated in the school, or how I would direct parents to be able to work with people from your office, I guess.
Yes, our office works with all the offices in Baltimore County. So the office of ISO is one of the offices that works with us.
Okay.
So we work with the personnel at the ISO Welcome Center. They have ISO Family School Liaisons. We also work with the Office of Title I, with the community schools, the school facilitators, and we support them. So we have personnel that works with parents, because I'm only one, but we have people that works with parents in different languages, but also I can come and work with them, because my office supports all the offices in the school
But how
system.
does a parent refer to you, through the social worker at the school, or?
It could be anybody at the school.
Okay.
Yeah. Usually it's the school community facilitator. In the high schools are the counselors, the department chairs.
Oh, each school has, okay.
Yes, yes.
Angelo has one more.
While she looks over there, we're very excited about the Casa de la Cultura. We cannot wait for that to be open.
Since nobody wants to ask the question, I think it's a great program. Are you reaching out to Baltimore City Public Schools as one of the partners? Because as we know, Baltimore City and Baltimore County is next to each other, and our community travels back and forth. So I would be interested to see whether or not there is a relationship between Baltimore County and Baltimore City, and if can be implemented in Baltimore City. Because if it's not, it's much needed in Baltimore City, as we all know. So I'm just curious to know if you guys have the plan to do that.
And well, I haven't contacted them yet, but yes, they are on my list. I started in this job 3 months ago, so I am, trying to do as much as I can. But yes, and I agree with you. We share families, they come back and forth, but also we need to support each other with ideas, because that we should put in place and spend less time thinking about it, but yes. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Do y'all offer like any newcomer services to the students? Is there like a school in Baltimore County Public Schools that like offers specific services to those students bred into the U.S.?
I'm sorry, what kind of services?
Newcomer services? Because I was a teacher in Texas, and over there in Texas, we were across the border from Mexico. But then also, when I was in Midland, we also had a bunch of refugees from Myanmar. We had some of the middle schools there had like a newcomer program, which like they weren't in all the schools, but it's more focused on a certain school. Does Baltimore County Public Schools have a certain school designated as like a newcomer school?
Yes, our model is a little bit different. All the schools, this is how we offer services. When a family comes to the ISO Welcome Center, we have families with what we call interrupted education. So we need to work specifically with that student to close the gap of 2, 3, 4 years of schooling, maybe more, and then give them the appropriate services. Maybe sometimes we need to consider special education services or anything that they need in order to have access to education. So once they are, we decide what the school they are attending. If it is elementary, we have the ISO program in all elementary schools, and the ISO teacher works with the student support team to give the student what they need. In the case of middle and high school, we have ISO in certain schools. So these students go to what we call the ISO school or the ISO center school, where they receive the ISO services. Once they arrive to that school, they are placed in different classes. And when we screen students to see for their English proficiency level, we also screen for the math level, because we know that math is universal, and that also I think this Baltimore City Schools does. To see what mathematics, we can give you the right placement for mathematics, and then depending on your language. But also we have a newcomer program in every school, where the students are within the school, they are part of the community school, but also they are in these classes when they receive all these intervention that in our hopes is to close the gap. We also work with our social workers, and our dream is to have an ISO social worker. We used to have one, and we had this social worker for 6 to 8 months, and then we lost the social worker. So our dream is to have another social worker back again to work with the families, but we also train our social workers, our public personnel workers, and our administration to support the students who are coming from situations like war or refugees, and they need a lot of support. So right now, as I said, we're working a lot with the students from Ukraine and Afghanistan, and in other countries, but yeah, we have a model that is not as the one that you described, but yes, we work with newcomers.
Any other questions? Well, that was fantastic. Thank you, Judy.
Thank you so much.
Seems like education is a big player in the community. A lot of conversation needs to be had. You know, they wonder why kids are the way they are, wonder why, you know, and it starts with the school, but there's something very interesting that she said. Parents need to be involved. And, you know, my kids went through school, and I don't think I was involved, but not as involved as I'd like to be, that I would have liked to be. So I think schools play a big role in the outcome of our child, but we do too. It cannot be just school. Send them to school, they'll get the education, yes, they will, but what about the home education? And seeing you at home. Oh, she has something else to say.
I forgot to say something very important.
She's back, people.
Chapter 2. We also, as a county and a school system, we're very, very happy to have among us, working with the Baltimore County government, a person that is doing a lot of difference, and she also has a very short time working with this position, and it's Juliana Valencia Banks. And I'm also happy when we have conversations with her, she came with her list. This is what I want, this is what we need. And I am so happy we have these spaces when we can have these conversations. So, one of the initiatives that she has brought up along with other agencies in the school system is a project to support our families who are immigrants and have children who were not born in the United States, and they have cases with immigration. So we got the opportunity to have 2 workshops where families can come with their children. The only requirement is that the children have to be Baltimore County Public Schools students. Come over and have an interview with a lawyer, and this is free. And the lawyer can tell them, they can talk about their case, instructions, and follow-ups. Our dream is to support our families and our students, to have them stay and to have them have that document that they need in order to reach their dreams. Sir?
Can that be done in the city?
It's a question for, I don't know. No.
The immigrant screening clinics are only for Baltimore County public students, unfortunately, because it's funded through Baltimore County government money. We can't open the screening clinics to Baltimore City. I wish we could. I'm pretending that I don't see when Baltimore City kids register for the screening clinic.
Okay. So we need to get it started here in Baltimore City.
But
right?
it's something that could be a research and an initiative that can start in other places. The other day when I spoke to Ms. Barrios, she said, we need to think what we have in different sites and say, let's come over, talk, and see if it works for you or works for me. And let's start asking questions. Why? So if you know families, you have clients that you think they live in Baltimore County and their children were not born in the USA, please, we have families over there. They can come and be part of the clinic. I have to say I am very happy. This is a conversation that now we can have in the school system. In the past, you couldn't mention the word immigration. That is not part of our conversations. We are only to educate, but we cannot educate if we don't keep them, right? So I am very happy to see that we are seeing innovation and we're seeing this thought out of the box. I think now I'm done.
Good conversation to have.
Well, I agree. I mean, why are we reinventing the wheel in the city or the county? Why can't we work together for the betterment of the community? I know it's a crazy idea, sorry, but.
I agree. I mean, it seems like, we tell parents, hey, you need to come into the school system and you need to volunteer, but we don't know their situation. We don't know what's happening in families. So we need to understand family here in the city or in the county and work around that. Did you have a?
No, I just want to say something. This was supposed to be at the end because this is going to be an announcement that Comité Latino and Susana Barrios that is working together with me with this what we were supposed to say at the end. But I just want to say that Comité Latino is working in the county. Why? Because we have a lot of things that we need to do over there. And I'm going to say that I agree with you because Baltimore City has a lot of things that county doesn't have. So we want to be together, we want to do things over there, and we want to still working here. And also I want to add about education. Comité Latino thinks that education is the first thing that, as a parent, we need. I can say that when I was young, I used to be in ESL. We didn't have ESOL. Long time ago, it was ESL. And I didn't have the support that our kids are having right now. So my question is, for all of you, if you are the one that are prepared, if you are the one that are doing, we don't have to be social worker, but in your organization, in your job, you're always going to have a case, right? So as people working for organization, you have to look what is the problem of that family. So if you think about it, you will start like, oh, okay, she's sick, she doesn't have money, she doesn't have this. So if we get involved in that case, we're going to be ending as a social worker, right? So it's in your hands that you have to send the information. I mean, you can, because as a parent, we don't know where to go. You can say, you know what, go with the counselor. You know what, go over here, go over there. And that's how we're going to improve our community. For me, my dream, I always say, I want to be like Martin Luther King. I have a dream. I want my people to be educated. I don't want my people just be like there with being afraid of immigration. They don't know how to speak English. I always say my English is not good, but I'm one of those that used to be a long time ago, and now I'm growing with all your help. With David Rosario, with Angelo, with Susana, and I practice. Every day I practice my English because I want to be, I'm not going to say that I want to be the same like American people, but I want them to treat me like one of them. So that's what I want for my people. So we're going to be working with the county. We are in touch with Juliana, and we are in touch already with you. And we have a lot of things that are going to come, and we're going to send you an invitation because hopefully you can help us to have Latino community well prepared. Thank you.
Okay, she first, then this gentleman over here. You're first, and then this gentleman.
Alicia. So I just wanted to piggyback on the conversation of the county versus city, or county and city, and just I want everyone to like notice how good it feels to be back together again. And I want to, one of the goals of the LPN is really to move out into the county more and get more organizations. So I just wanted to ask all of you, if you guys know organizations in the county that would be willing or interested in joining us, please invite them for the August meeting, okay? So I feel like we've been kind of doing this as a board, like who can we contact, but we haven't put it out to our members to kind of leverage the knowledge and the connections you guys have. So if I can ask if you guys know people out there, that you invite them to August, we can continue to grow and push our services and our networking out in that direction, that would be amazing.
Gracias, Ray. So I take the opportunity and thank you for this. I will take your words. When you say we don't need to be a social worker, or really we are. Like service provider, I'm working who has a role, and specifically now we're working with providers for different services that can meet together and make easy for the participant. So I got my client referred for the court, but we're working to see is we need refer to someone and you don't have a Spanish speaker, how difficult we make that. So we start to make meetings every first Wednesday of each month. We go to the third one. Develop a program where we can send to someone specific and be able to speak your language, right? And make easy. So if you need therapy for drugs or alcohol, I can say, hey, call Maria this way. So I will be sure that Maria be able to receive. But now we got a lot of money and grant from different agencies, federal. So probably you get some fund for part-time position. I got another part-time position we can put together. I got 40 hours position now and be able this person to receive calls or hotline or referral follow-up. I mean, any service. Now my grant working to Spanish-speaking men in Baltimore City. So if you think you got a service for men, and including education, because to reduce the domestic violence is parent involved in education of the kids. So employment service, therapy service, counseling service, any service that can be used for men, Spanish-speaking men, you're welcome to come to our meeting, be part of our group, and try to make more easy and more effective the service that we provide for the participant in any area. Okay? Thank you.
Well, what I would say to that is, I think that's amazing and super helpful. The other thing I would say is, that's kind of what we want LPN to be. That you know that you can refer someone to somebody who's in our network as someone who is a trusted resource, and you can refer them to those people or call them and say, this is what's going on, I need help. Who should I be sending them to? So that's one of the things that we really want to see happen with LPN. And as you were talking, it made me think, would it be useful? I have to figure out how to do it, so I can't promise it. But would it be useful if on our member directory, when you log in, I can make it say that you can check a box whether you're bilingual or not? Would that be helpful so that you know that you're referring someone to someone who could speak to them in their language? All right, I will work on that. I'm sure there's a way I can figure that out. I'll figure it out.
That's a great idea.
Yeah, I think it would be helpful.
So as we grow, as the LPN start growing and spilling into the county, we're going to need your help, because see, the LPN is put together by organizations that deals with a lot of people. Some just county, but others. Are you restricted to Baltimore City?
No.
Are you restricted to Baltimore City? Some of us are, some of us are not. Are you restricted to Baltimore City? She's restricted to Maryland. So all of a sudden, we have members that can go larger than Baltimore City. And once we start collaborating with outside our city, county, Hartford, Howard, oh my God, then the Latino community becomes a lot stronger. And it isn't just about making the Latino community stronger. It's about making community stronger. Because if you're in a community where your neighbor is a Latino and he has it together, it's going to be a wonderful community, you know. So this is why we need to kind of grow outside the Baltimore City area. He has a question.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that also made me think that maybe we should have service areas on our member directory that says, like, oh, we can only work in Baltimore City, or a state of Maryland, or a city and Baltimore County, or whatever. So,
right.
All right, I have work to do. Okay.
Well, that was perfect timing. You did this, and I was actually going to ask if on the website there's a resource center that we can start referring people to, because I'm noticing a lot with resource allocation is just knowing the right person. And if you're new to the field, sometimes you don't really know where to go, which is why events like this is so helpful. So I was wondering if your website provides that, like a list of resources that we can start referring clients to, or we can so that we can start doing some research into to refer everybody that's in this room, or everyone that is becoming part of the Latino Provider Network.
Yes, it does. You can see. You can see information, you can see the names of people and the organizations they work for, but only if you are a member and you log in can you reach their contact information. So your email addresses are not out there for everybody to troll off and get off of our website, but if you are a member and you log in, you can then see their email address and their phone number to be able to connect with them. Susanna?
I wanted to finish Lucia's message because she got excited and emotional. So Comité Latino is also going to be doing some resource fairs in both Baltimore County and Baltimore City. And the goal of Comité Latino is to reach those areas that are hard to reach, that have high Latino population and people haven't really gone to. So look for our invitation, like she said, because we have a lot of events coming up. So we have one on the 25th, one on the 27th of August, and then we're also hoping to do one So those are in Baltimore City, but we're also working towards maybe doing some in Baltimore County. So we're very excited because this is what you guys are talking about. It's exactly what we have been working on, and we are so blessed to have Juliana, because thanks to Juliana is why things are opening up for the Latino community in Baltimore County, and we can see the difference.
Absolutely. Juliana has a mic in her hand, which means she has things to say to
Yeah,
us.
I just wanted to answer, and I'm sorry, I did not catch your name. The Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs for Baltimore City has an amazing newcomers resource guide. It's available in multiple languages. They put it up like 2 or 3 years ago, and they are working on actively updating it. So the Mayor's Office of Immigrant Affairs for Baltimore City is a phenomenal resource if you're looking to connect to different service providers and to know, where you can refer your clients to. Their welcome guide is phenomenal.
You know what? We have someone here from Baltimore County government. Aside from being part of the commission, I don't think we have any Baltimore City, right? Government folks, and I think that should be part of what I am going to do moving forward, is try to have someone here that represents in the government space. Because if she can collaborate with someone in the government, in Baltimore City government, and they both hear the same information that she's saying, that you're saying, all of a sudden things start to kind of shift, right? But without that piece, this piece, her, Juliana, is just her, Baltimore County. It's a shame that no one from Baltimore City is here. I am part of the commission, but we need someone who's in there, who's making a difference. Maybe someone from MEMA needs to be here every month, right? So that they can listen to what you guys are saying, It isn't just Baltimore City, Sometimes my customers don't know where they are. And I'm in the insurance world. I need to know if you're in the city or in the county. They don't know where they are. It doesn't matter to them. So, not that it shouldn't matter in government, but we should have a seamless process, right? What happens here happens there, we're neighboring counties. We'll work on that. We'll work on it, absolutely. That's a good conversation right there, I'm telling you. Anyone else?
There's a lot of
I'm saying, that's how it all gets started. It's like Nuestra Raíces. 3 years ago, was it? 4 years ago, we met in our small, well, it's not that small, but our office. And hey, there's an idea that we are bringing to the table, an idea. And if anyone misses this year's parade, it's because they just don't want to hassle with all the crowds. But it's growing, right? Angelo?
Since you're talking about me,
Here we go.
Since you mentioned my name,
I knew that was going to happen.
My advertisement here. My name is Angelo Soler, the founder and the executive director of Nuestras Raíces Inc., a Latino cultural organization in the Baltimore metropolitan region. Our mission is to educate, promote, and preserve the richness and diversity of Latino culture in the Baltimore metropolitan region. 4 years ago, we met at Davis Rosario's business on the Eastern Avenue to talk about this idea of creating, talking about getting emotion, La Casa de la Cultura. 4 years ago. God willing, Saturday, August 13th, we will do the inauguration of La Casa de la Cultura. Will be an educational, cultural, and empowering center. We're 501c3, we are community-based. We receive very little funding, very little support from Baltimore City. That's reality. But we are a community organization, we have great partners, that have made this possible. You are all invited to the open house. The flyers in the desk back there in Spanish and English. It's a free event open to the public from 2 to 7 p.m. There will be some cultural performances, and politicians coming in and cutting the ribbon, sponsors, funders, food, arts and crafts, and it's a celebration. This is a historic moment. This never happened before. And this is by, for the community. So if this is possible, anything is possible. So again, you are all welcome to la inauguración de la Casa de la Cultura, sábado, agosto 13, from 2 to 7 p.m. Also, you are welcome to participate at Fiesta Baltimore. Fiesta Baltimore is our main event, which started 4 years ago at David Rosario State Farm Insurance Office. And this is how Mr. Reyes got started. So Fiesta Baltimore celebrates the 4th annual cultural event that will take place on Sunday, October 9th, from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. There's 2 events in one event. You have the Latino Cultural Festival in Patterson Park from 10 to 7, and you have the Parade of Latino Nations starting at Highland Town at 1 p.m. and ending in Patterson Park. This is a free event open to the public. If you would like to participate in business or organization, there are some fees because we have to pay for the event, obviously. But you are welcome to participate, to promote the event. This is a good place to get to know people, to get to know the community. And yes, all of us don't eat tacos. And yes, all of us are not Mexican. And yes, all of us are not illegal aliens. I'm not even Puerto Rican. I'm from Spain. But I'm Latino, so.
But you're Puerto Rican today.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes. So anyway, for that, we have plenty of information. Here's the flyer for Fiesta Baltimore, and here's the flyer for La Casa de la Cultura, which you are all invited. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to say this information. I was already informed that next monthly meeting we'll have a presentation where we'll talk about Nuestros Reyes Inc. and Fiesta Baltimore.
Awesome. Well, by the way, who's here from Puerto Rican? Puerto Ricans?
I'll raise my hand. I'll be Puerto Rican today. Yes, I want to be.
Awesome. I was in Puerto Rico. It was awesome. It's a great island. The people there are awesome. The food there is awesome. I think if you stay there too long, you kind of get a little weight.
I heard you're welcome.
The food is no joke.
I like that.
So it's about 1:45 to.
We got about 10 minutes left.
So.
Announcements?
Yes.
Time for announcements. Come on front.
We're going to line up over here for the announcements. You know how this goes. If your organization is doing anything, is involved in anything, please come up and let us know. We'd like to, not collaborate, but join you in your celebration or your resource meeting if we're able to. So we're going to set it up that this young lady who I believe is from Puerto Rico.
Hi everyone, I am Shayla Villa with Baltimore City Community College. This is my colleague, Kayla. I just want to say that we have a lot of opportunities right now for Latinx or immigrant students. We are still accepting applications for the Mayor's Scholars Program. In the past, it's only been, if they are in the Summer Bridge program, they can be in the Mayor's Scholars Program. But this year, we are still allowing students to register for the Mayor's Scholars Program. Who knows what the Mayor's Scholars Program is? Anybody here? Okay, Cindy, what's the Mayor's Scholars Program?
It is for students who graduated from high school in Baltimore City to attend Baltimore City Community College.
And does it cost anything?
Am I right?
You're right. Does it cost anything?
No.
It's free.
It's free.
And it includes undocumented students. So if you know an undocumented student that graduated from a Baltimore City Public School, class of 2022, and lives in the city, they qualify for free tuition and fees. We are also accepting dual enrollment students for the fall. Who knows what dual enrollment is? Anybody? Angela, what is dual enrollment? Not quite. Say Cindy?
It is when you are enrolled in high school and college at the same time and earn credits while you're still in high school.
And it's free for any Baltimore City Public Schools student. So if you have a high school student or know of a high school student that wants to earn college credit, please send them to Kayla. Kayla will work with them and we'll get them into BCCC. And again, we have free ESL community English classes at BCCC. Our information is in the back. And because Cindy knew all the answers to my questions, she's gonna get a prize. So I'm gonna give her a prize, and I'm also gonna give Angelo a prize for trying.
That's right.
So good job.
Can I add that, again, talking about Baltimore County offers a similar offer for students. They can also do the dual enrollment.
Oh, yes, well, CCBC also has for the county. So if you know a student in the county, then you should probably refer them to CCBC. All right, thank you guys.
Very good. Thank you.
So just to remind you of Sacred Heart of Jesus Carnival, which takes place from September 8th to September 11th here. So there are going to be games, food, raffle, come and enjoy. And also it's important for us to keep this carnival going as we build the community, but also that we have this lovely space. So this space that you come to needs to be maintained and so on. So this carnival has been around for the past, how many years, Father Kenny? Over 100 years. Over 100 years we have been having the carnival here at Sacred Heart of Jesus. So we invite you to participate, and also if you wish to sponsor a stall, if you wish to have your products, your services advertised, please call the office and you can get more information about that. So the flyers are in English and Spanish, and we have given them out to you. Thank you so much.
Father, is there funnel cake at this carnival?
Is there?
Funnel cake? Funnel cake.
Funnel cake, I am not sure. But since you asked me,
I would need some funnel cake. It's delicious.
we will have one. Oh, and just to share with you, for the first time on Saturday night, in a place close by, I rode what do you call that? A bull.
You rode a mechanical bull.
For the first time. So we're going to have that also during the carnival. I was a champion. Everyone else fell off and I held on for dear life. And if I can stay on, anybody can stay on. So that's one of the attractions we're going to have at the carnival.
That's going to be fun. Ramon.
Good afternoon. My name is Ramon and I got two announcements. So I'm here representing the Help and Mission, but also Resident Raíces, INC, and I'll get to that. But the Help and Mission has been around for a while, helping the addiction problem that students face in homelessness. But not quite homelessness, it's always been during addiction. And this year we're launching a new ministry within our ministry called The Bus. We're going to be sending out a bus to help out homelessness, to connect homelessness with the resource, people who are suffering from homelessness, to resources. And me being the bilingual representation at Help and Mission, we're going to be providing that. I know all of us have driven past Home Depot here in Hannahtown and just seen, and also on Broadway, that there's a lot of Hispanics affecting our community too. And so I'm very proud that we're going to have an initiative providing street local case workers to help homelessness in the streets. And so, so if you have resources that help the homeless community, and you want to be a part of this, contact me, because we're really going to really broaden our reach. Because homelessness is caused not just from addiction, but also mental health and also lack of resources. So we want to bridge that gap and we want to do some great things, and also for the Hispanic community. Also, if you're a nonprofit and you want to be involved or you want to showcase your nonprofit at Fiesta Baltimore, please contact me this October 9th. So contact me today. I'm the nonprofit coordinator for Resident Raíces. And so if you're a nonprofit and you want to have your booth at the festival, please contact me or contact Angela Soraya, you see on the flyer, and ask for Ramon. All right? Thank you very much and good afternoon.
Thank you, Ramon.
Un último anuncio, just the last thing that I'm going to say is that I am an eviction prevention case manager at South CDC, and I would like to say that people send me clients, please just tell them that they have to be patient, but the help is there. So just tell them to call us at South CDC and apply, please. Thank you.
Thank you. And before I forget, there's a ton of food left over. So if anybody needs to take some food, or they have someone in the office who they say, hey, I'll be right back, and you bring in like a taco, that would be wonderful. You can take it with you. You don't have any cellophane or any aluminum foil, so you don't have 2 plates. But that would be great. So I think that's it for the announcements.
Yep.
Do we have any announcements? Cindy?
We do. I have an announcement. So, in September, at our September meeting, we always have our Hispanic Heritage Month celebration, as well as we give out our annual community service awards. In the announcement email that was sent, there was a link in there for you to nominate people for one of our annual community service awards. So we really want to hear about the good work being done in the community. So please take time to nominate someone for one of our annual community service awards tonight. Thank you. Everyone have a great rest of your day. Thank you for coming out on such a hot day. Stay cool, and hopefully we'll see you next month. Fabiola really wants you to take some food back with you, so please go get some food. Thank you so much for coming today.
Your husband, your wife said, take some tacos home.